sawa, asanteni sana, thank you. Okay, so the reason why we convened this today, we were supposed to have many other people here. Mheshimiwa Mike Sonko should have been here, but akona ameshika kidogo tu because this was his idea and we are also in his office. And then also Wakili Omari was also supposed to be here, but bado yuko kotini Kahawa. Yeah, yuko Kahawa courts bado, so bado hajafika. But tutawaomba tukimaliza na sisi msubiri pia wakija pia muweze kuongelesha, sio? So the faces that are next to me are not new faces. Huyo amekaa on my left amenipea handball last week. Amenipata pale kwa Obinna show live na mind business yangu. Haka wakisha moto pale ikawaka, tukapata mabarua zingine moto mambo ikaanza kuchemka. So what happened was yesterday I was meeting Mheshimiwa Sonko for a different matter altogether, and one of his PAs brought the matter. We were together in his office. Moja akamwambia, by the way, Obinna anakuwa sued. Ati Obinna anakuwa sued. Anakuwa sued na kina wakili Cliff na wakili Omari. Akasema, sijaona hiyo story, hebu nione. So we showed him nini, akasema hapana, hao ni marafiki zangu, acha napigie simu tuongee. Because you know that Mheshimiwa Sonko has always been the guy for peace. That is why I've also suggested that this banner be put here, because this one is about breaking the silence on gender-based violence and the likes. So he's always been the guy for let's be peaceful, let's find alternative dispute resolution ways. So that is how we ended up here. So he called Wakili and also called the other Wakili. Akamwambia leo tupatane, we're supposed to, but sasa Wakili, because it was very short notice, it was just yesterday, so Wakili Omari bado ameshikika. Also he is also running for another engagement, so nimwambia tu we can have this one for now, but tutamwacha the law student hapa atabaki baadaye, alafu maswali zingine zitakuja, alafu pia Mheshimiwa Sonko pia akija na labda akija na wakili DANSTAN Omari pia you can also be able to talk to them. So that is the whole reason why we're here. It is dispute resolution pressure. Sio kama unajua law student wako hapa na law practitioner. I think yeah, that is the whole reason why we're here, just to make peace, because there was a misunderstanding. Okay, sasa si nyinyi mawakili, sasa mnaacha mimi nina prejudice. Yeah. So ninajinini hapa alafu mawakili wamenyamaza. So that is the whole reason why we're here. We're here to make peace between the law student and the law practitioners who've done it over the years. Yes. Sasa sijui hapo from hapo sasa sijui niseme nini. Ni yangu imeishia hapo. Unless mulete maswali ama you say something and then you say something.
He's my senior.
Oh, is your senior. Senior counsel tafadhali. Or we switch the chairs. That's also beautiful.
Okay. Good afternoon, gentlemen, ladies. I mean, ladies and gentlemen.
Together.
You're Silo.
Yeah.
My name is Ombeta Cliff. Mini wakili, long time standing. I can probably say almost 30 years. Some of you will not believe, but that is how it is. And tumekuwa tufanya practice for a long time now. All fields, mostly you'll know me from criminal cases. That is what people know me by, but we do other things. This issue came to my notice. Somebody just called me and told me, Cliff, hapo huyu jamaa anasemaje? So I told them why I had Twitter, so I went looking into Twitter. Then I saw the clip that was there. So nikaona ilikuwa kwa Obinna show. Then I said, okay. Thought twice about it. I said, let me ignore. And then somebody else calls you. 3 other people call you. Somebody calls you from out of the country and they tell you, look here, what is this is going on? Something has been said. I said, we'll ignore. In fact, my friend here will agree that even so that I commented nikasema
before the letter trade.
Yes, I said, ili kitu ndogo, so maybe he wants to cement himself or something like that in practice. So I said no. But then as the messages came and all that time and you're getting them reaching 100 and they're reaching 200, then you realize it's going like a wildfire. So we spoke with DANSTAN and said, do we let it go? We said no, let us take action. So we wrote letters to our friend here through his connection, and my friend here through his connection as well. And actually we were serious about taking action. So yesterday, as we were planning, because we had given up, we were given a 24-hour notice for retracting and all that, we said we don't even need it retracted, we can still go. But Omari called me and told me that Sonko wants to speak to us. So I said, okay, about what? He said, about what was going on X. I said, okay, fine, let him talk to us. And he said, oh, look, yeah, I know the young gentleman and I know Obinna. Obinna has been at my office and we want to see this matter come. But I said, I even have no problem about it. We can resolve this issue. And so I was ready actually. So Sonko actually called me again. I spoke to him directly. He called me again this morning. Yesterday I wasn't going to be available because I was busy. Mazishia Ibrahim. And there was something else that we were doing yesterday. We went also to visit Jirongo. So today I was in the court. There was some matter I was following up. He called me this morning. I told him I'll be here by 1. So here I am. So luckily, as Obinna would call this gentleman, now he is my friend, let me say that. He walks in and I'm telling him, I know you. And he says, yes, we have even had lunch together. He said that we have even had lunch together. I bought them lunch. We have had tea together when he was doing attachment at the Milimani Law Courts. We have agreed. I've told him I have no beef. I have no issues. I have nothing. I don't want to follow up this matter. It has nothing really. You see, the damage can only be if we do not speak about it and it goes wild. But we have agreed that we'll let it go. It's water under the bridge. I've spoken to my friend here. He has a show to run and things to do. He's an MC also in many other things. He does functions. While he has made his bonds in his field, my friend here has to make his bonds in his field. We don't want to spoil this development because you see, he has to be admitted. He has to start his practice, and people will be seeing and saying, what kind of a person is he? And people will ask questions. And you see, usually when somebody like him wants to be admitted in the bar, there is always that gazette notice, and people would want to know who he is. And if we make comments and say this person has done this to us, or we say there is a suit against us, we spoil for him, and we damage his development. And this cannot be good for him at this particular stage. And I tend to think that it is something that we can forget about. We make these mistakes, believe me, I have done them. But nowadays, even when I'm pulling a stunt even against some big people in government, you'll always see the way I quote. I tell guys, be wise, don't say this, be wise. Don't mean nakosanga kuwa wise, wengine naisemanga direct, but I know that I have cushioned myself somehow. So I tend to think that there is peace, and we have no problem. That's all I can say for the time being. But as for the matter going forward, actually, we hadn't informed him that we had also reported at the DCI for misuse of a cyber. Mulikuwa mnaenda ndani. Mulikuwa nangoja iwe Friday.
Sasa leo.
Ya leo ungelala ndani. Bro Monday ungechukua plea lakini na Christmas na unyime bonde. But anyway.
Yaani mko mmetupangia hivyo.
Ilikuwa imeenda mbali. But we have withdrawn. We have stopped it. I've spoken to the DCI guys. We have told them we are not interested in the matter anymore. I've asked Shadrach Wambui to indicate that the matter is no longer going to court anymore. There are no threats about it. So he will be writing a letter to say that there is nothing going on. We are not asking for costs and damages.
Where?
Life goes on. You made fences, and then maybe once he's done with school, he comes to my office and tells me, Cliff, nataka people. It's easier for me to even talk to him and say, please come. You want to learn something? Maybe like now we have been discussing quite a number of things in where we were about cases and all that, and he's got very sharp points, and he's intelligent and he's bright, and I think he'll make a very good criminal lawyer. I believe honestly. So if he came to me, and I remember that he did something wrong to me, or maybe we tulikosana mali, it destroys the bridges. These are the bridges we need to mend. So when he comes to me now, we have no beef. He will come, we will talk, we will agree, we will see what to do. Life goes on.
Quick question.
Yes.
Naweka disclaimer pale mwanzo ya kipindi. Na hata akiongea nikasema cheza na disclaimer. Yeah, ingenisaidia leo
ingenisaidia because you see what has happened. While you are bringing up the disclaimer and you're saying some of these things are not there in your show, when you allow something that probably is injurious to somebody else, the disclaimer does not help you. Why? It is being carried in your, can I say your system or your platform.
Yeah.
Your platform reaches very many people. Him speaking by himself out there, it will not reach anybody. What is the, what can I say? What is the vessel that is carrying it? Is yours. So sometimes it is important that you talk to the persons and tell them to send overboard and such kind of a thing. Sometimes it kills you. I've seen it, and I can give you an example of a case that is in California. That is why we believe that we had a case.
Okay.
Because there was a case that we saw in California whereby the person said his disclaimer, just like the way you were saying in the studio, hey, wake a disclaimer. When you are speaking and saying wake a disclaimer, it is after the fact. The person has spoken. Na amesema, then you say, hey, wake a disclaimer. It is after the fact, the damage is done. So you're running for cover, you're heading for the hills, you're trying to save yourself. It was a bad case for the other person. So
even because all of us here are digital media practitioners.
Yes.
So if I post something that someone has said about you, am I liable?
yes, because you're publishing.
Hata ni kupeana chai, inaitwa kupeana chai.
Kupeana chai ndio mbaya sana kwanza. You see,
Kwanza TikTok.
if I say something and let me kwanza hiyo ndio iko mingi. Let us say you say that this gentleman is a thief. And you know you say he's a thief. This lady comes and says this guy is a thief. Obinna said. She has published it beyond what you did. She has carried it forward. Okay. Then the other person takes it and puts it. Ile na kutonga mnaeka retweet na nini na nini. Believe me, each one of you has done it. But you see, somebody can't follow all of you because you could be in thousands. But tunakuja kwako bro, wewe ndio unaanza na story. And the other people will go without facts. Maybe you had facts. But in the meantime, wewe ndio tunashika. So ukipatikana Friday,
Baga Monday. Okay. Thank you for the insight.
So actually publishing it, you see, like you have noticed many times if you look at my Twitter account, somebody says something, kama huyo alisema something juicy. What does the person say? Alisema ati Aoko will be akikufa pengine ata we don't know how she will die, but telling him, be wise, how do you know she'll die? Are you sitting with people who know that she's going to die? Are you planning her death or something like that? You have started something which you are probably saying out of jest or imagining that such a thing can come, but you put it in paper and you put it in writing or you put it in some kind of documentation. It carries out.
If she happens to die,
number one, wewe ndio unachukuliwanga kwanza kwa Subaru.
Na ukiambia mtu utakufa vibaya wewe.
It is also bad because you see the thing is you're now misusing your platform here. Okay. Yeah. It is offensive. People are trying to say how can it be offensive, but the moment you say it, the person who gets that message becomes apprehensive and begins wondering. And you see, you've put that person out of comfort zone. And so that offends the person.
Okay.
So offense can be of different kind of strategies. Okay. You have seen people commit suicide. Wengine anatakiwa kwa platform, mwingine anafanya, mwingine anakuwa depressed, mwingine anakuwa hivyo hivyo, mwingine anakuwa wagonjwa, mwingine anapata heart attack.
Adrian, wacha nije side wakili, just come back to your seat. Wacha mimi nizunguke kidogo.
Yeah.
You know, on this table I'm the least learned. You know, Lo is the second most strongest. Lo is the second.
Hapana, si ndio wa kwanza.
Lo is the first one.
Lo is the first one. Lo is not like the second.
Hapana.
Which is the first one?
Si medicine.
Hapana.
No. Lo is the most noble.
Wewe tafuta huyo mtu wa medicine akipata noma anaenda kwa nani?
But wale wale wako wagonjwa.
Tunapanga wagonjwa.
Just thinking out loud.
Tunapanga wagonjwa.
So between lawyer and
Typically, most people love to call me a law student, but I had graduated 2 weeks ago with an LLB. So right now I'm supposed to be referred as a lawyer. But for those who know the rigorous process for you to become an advocate, I'm still not yet an advocate because I've not gone for my 2 years at Kenya School of Law. So I'm still a law student as a name that most people like to call, but in our legal fraternity, we love to refer it as an advocate trainee. So I'm an advocate trainee at Kenya School of Law from 2026 to 2027. So the reason why we're here today is because I had received a very good invitation from Obinna, because Obinna is one person who gives platform for young upcoming people. And during that platform, we discussed a lot of things, and it would only be fair that in the legal fraternity, you cannot talk about lawyers without mentioning Cliff Omenda and DANSTAN Omari. That's a praise, right? So while we mentioned the two things actually collided. While I was mentioning them, I was also mentioning a certain systemic problem in our judiciary. But you know, the issue of corruption is a systemic problem that is in every entity. That is one thing that we can all agree on. So when I say there is corruption at the judiciary, I'm not implying that it's being caused by these two individuals. So while I was talking about that, these two individuals are also coming up in my sentence. So these two individuals, I said that they know who to bribe. When I made that sentence, they know who to bribe, I did not mean that DANSTAN, Omari, and Cliff Ometa are going to bribe someone. I said they know. To know someone, to be acquainted of connection towards someone is not a crime. Because even the act of trying to bribe someone, you have to have a certain connection with someone, right? So my reference to that statement was to say that these individuals are well connected within the judiciary. So I was saying that in case someone, a criminal now, was intending to maybe bribe someone, it would be easier to get an individual who's well connected, but I did not mean that they're the one who are supposed to be doing that specific act. I hope that is clear. So the problem is, at first, Mr. Clifford actually seen the statement and brushed it off because the discussion was within the legal Twitter, because we advocates also discuss about a lot of things. So it was not a big deal at first. But the problem is now that it became a big deal because the general public misunderstood that specific statement. They took it as a fact that Mr. Ombeta and Omari are actually involved in bribing judges or bribing magistrates, while that is not actually the case. So while Obinna called me that he had also received the same letter, I also felt for him because he had just given me the first opportunity on one of the biggest platforms. So I saw it fit that instead of raging on with the back and forth with wakilis, because we can never proceed with this case in court without Obinna also being mentioned. I cannot be sued without him not also being sued. At first, I was very apprehensive about apologizing, and I did not want to apologize. But it's because most of people do not know that law is a very toxic career, because it is a career full of ego and superiority complex. So sometimes if you receive a letter from a wakili, you might have done something wrong, but you would not want to immediately accept, because the entire foundation of that career is based on superiority complex, for those people who can understand me. So I took this initiative to also just clarify anything and make sure that we can actually solve this particular matter. So as of right now, just like Mr. Ombeta has already said, we are actually friends. We have met before. It's just that I'm a junior right now, and I'm also looking forward one day to being like the individuals. So typically that's what happened during this time, but the conclusion and resolution of this is that I've apologized to them officially and taken full responsibility without prejudice of whatever had happened. So in case anyone has any question in regards to this particular matter, you can actually tell me, because I'm the major subject.
Hey, you'll make a very nice lawyer.
But my question is, because there are many lawyers, top lawyers. Are you sure that you didn't have any background information about that corruption? That you just name two. Okay. Are you sure that you could have not named other lawyers?
So you want me to make again defamatory remarks against another lawyer? But what I'm saying is this: it's a systemic problem in the judiciary, the issue of corruption, and it is something that I'm not the only person who's talking about it. Most of you are on Twitter. You've had Jurispesa by Ahmed Nasir. You've had Nelson Harvey complaining about specific judges. So it's a systemic problem that is there, that has been there, that people are trying to solve about. So as a junior, I'm also just hearing about it, and I'm not particular with any other new information apart from what you're also reading on social media. So that was the same thing that I was pointing about.
Okay, Siko sawa?
Question to Obinna. Going forward, will you allow anyone who is private training information that you think might put your show in a jeopardy to go ahead and utter those words?
Okay, so what happens on Obinna Show Live is it's a live show. And normally when you invite guests, you never know what they will say. Like for example, for him, we had no started saying we're going to talk about akina wakili nini. No, it was just let's talk about you as a law student, what's happening on this side, and then somewhere in the conversation. And many other people who have also made serious allegations about other people on my platform. It's normally a live show. So you can never sit down with, let's say for example, I'm hosting Wakili Ombeta, then we sit down, then I tell him, now, what are you going to talk about? No. So sometimes it happens like that, but normally it's just for the other person, no, that was not the intention. We don't sit down and plan to malign people. That's not the business I'm in. Then normally when it happens, I'm normally very quick to apologize. I'm always the one to say, hey, Maze, that was not the plan. But other people will push it forward because people also have different intentions. There's that one who wants to make money from you, that one wants to do this one. But if I intentionally call him so we can discuss Wakili Cliff, and then we just sit down and for the next 5-10 minutes I'm just grilling him about Wakili. Now that one is it called vindictive? Yes. Yeah, I'm intentionally planning, I'm scheming against. Now that's a very different thing. But if it comes up in a conversation, I'll first say, hey David, cheza na disclaimer, hey guys, hey cheza chini, don't. Yeah, and then now if they continue, now that is for their own. It was a live stream. But if it's recorded, now it's easier for us to go like, hey Maze, now it's tricky. Yeah, because also that part of the conversation, I've already chopped it off from our live. Because when I saw they say bring it down, we brought it down from our live, from his social media, I don't know. But as we already did what was required. But siku nimejua anapangiwa leo Friday. Mimi nilikuwa naenda event, wanakuja kutoa mbele ya client. Nikisema welo kijana. Yeah, but now at least thank you so much Wakili for creating time and for also you also now a lawyer as well. For sure. For coming and also for shedding light. Now at least guys we know. Unajua hapa digital size in the future. Actually we are the present and we are the future. And if we are not careful we are going to build a very bad industry for the media space in the next 5-10 years. But we have to start with it. Before you publish something, confirm is it true? Umesikia Obinna amefanya kitu fulani, kitu ni ukweli, kuna evidence. Because ukipost, mnaweza post nyinyi wote, lakini wewe kila msema ni wewe tutakujia tu. Sema ni wewe ulipost kwanza ni wewe. Au wengine wanasema basi nani alipost mimi naona nani amepost.
Actually I can give you a very good example.
Yes.
The young man who was arrested and akapatikana kwa njia, then was taken to court, kina Martha Karua representing him. I can't remember his name.
Young man alishikwa kwa njia?
Alishikwa, then they said he had disappeared, then he appeared in court.
The force abduction.
Yes. Yes. Remember when he made that comment about going to State House and storming State House and all that, I wrote something there. I said, be wise. Remember that at the end of the day, we pekee tutajipata and this thing has gone viral. The same night the guy has been arrested and social media was against me. Oh, wendo ulimpeana, wendo ulisema jini. Nikasema no, I only questioned him about it. But kumbe, when he had said that, action before even I tweeted had been taken and there was a record of an OB 3 hours earlier than that. So I even put that on Twitter and kaonyesha hii actually ilianza mapema. But the advice I was giving the guy was that the person it has gone viral. But the person they will come for ni wewe. And actually that's what happened. Yeah. So ile ati wao amekuwa abducted na nini, I don't know how it went, whether it was true or not. I can't comment on that. Yeah. But niliona ni kama anapewa passport asafiri.
Yes.
This is the one.
Yeah, his travel documents.
Yes.
Yeah, but now that's the way it happened. So let's be very vigilant on the things we post on our digital platforms. Everybody's listening to you guys. Then tuna post too for the sake for views. Kwa Facebook, there's a lot of fake stories on Facebook. Someone gets like a story like this, they'll have a lot of fake stories on Facebook because Facebook imekuwa monetized. So msana nataka that traction. Wacha niseme tu jina Obinna amefanya hivi na hivi na hivi, Cliff amefanya, nani amefanya. So let's be very careful on that one on the digital space. But I also like to thank you guys and thank Mheshimiwa Sonko for making this possible because yana alipiga tu simu akamwambia hey, tuongee mazeni mambo madogo nini, and they listened and they came and somehow tumeshasameana hii story. Thank you very much and thank you guys for coming through as well. So tutasubiri alafu Mheshimiwa Sonko akuja pia mumpatie maswali moto moto ama ni aje? Siko sawa? Thank you very much.